Parsha 22, Vayakhel, which means he assembled, and Shemot 35:1 to 38:20, or Exodus 35:1 to 38:20. Moshe assembled the whole community of the people of Israel and said to them, "These are the things which Adonai has ordered you to do. In 6 days work is to be done, but the 7th day is to be a holy day for you, a Shabbat of complete rest in honor of Adonai. Whoever does any work on it is to be put to death. You are not to kindle a fire in any of your homes on Shabbat." Moshe said to the whole community of the people of Israel, "Here is what Adonai has ordered. Take up a collection for Adonai from among yourselves. Anyone whose heart makes him willing is to bring in the offering for Adonai: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, fine linen, goat's hair, tanned ram skin, and fine leather, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones and stones to be set for the ritual vest and the breastplate. Then let all the craftsmen among you come and make everything Adonai has ordered: the tabernacle with its tents, covering, fasteners, planks, crossbars, posts, and sockets; the ark with its poles, ark cover, and curtain to screen it; the table with its poles, all its utensils, and the showbread; the menorah for the light with its utensils, and lamps, and oil for the light; the incense altar with its poles, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense, the screen for the entranceway to the entrance to the tabernacle; the altar for burnt offerings with its poles and all its utensils; the basin with its base; the tapestries for the courtyard with their posts and sockets; the screen for the gateway of the courtyard; the tent pegs for the tabernacle; the tent pegs for the courtyard with their ropes; the garments for officiating, for serving in the holy place, and the holy garment for Aaron and the Cohen, and the garment for his sons, so that they can serve in the office of Cohen." Then the whole community of people of Israel withdrew from Moshe's presence, and they came, every one whose heart stirred him, and every one whose spirit made him willing, and brought Adonai's offering for the work on the tent of meeting, for the service in it, and for the holy garments. Both men and women came, as many as had willing hearts. They brought nose rings, earrings, signet rings, belts, all kinds of gold jewelry, every one bringing an offering of gold to Adonai. Everyone who had blue, purple, or scarlet yarn, fine linen, tanned ram skin, or fine leather brought them. Everyone contributing silver or bronze brought his offering for Adonai, and everyone who had acacia wood suitable for any of the work brought it in. All the women who were skilled at spinning got to work and brought what they had spun: the blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and the fine linen. Likewise the women whose hearts stirred them to use their skill spun the goat's hair. The leaders brought the onyx stones and the stones to be set for the ritual vest and the breastplate, the spices and the oil for the light, for the anointing oil and the fragrant incense. Thus every man and woman of the people of Israel, whose heart impelled him to contribute to any of the work Adonai had ordered through Moshe, brought it to Adonai as a voluntary offering. Moshe said to the people of Israel, "See, Adonai has singled out Vayakhel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. He has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge concerning every kind of artistry. He is a master of design in gold, silver, bronze, cutting precious stones to be set, wood carving, and every other craft. Adonai has also given him and Aholiab, the son of Achsmakah, of the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has filled him with the skill needed for every kind of work, whether done by an artisan, a designer, an embroiderer using blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and the fine linen, or a weaver. They have the skill for every kind of work and design. Vayakhel and Aholiab, along with the other craftsmen, whom Adonai had endowed with wisdom and skill necessary to carry out the work needed for the sanctuary, are to do exactly according to everything Adonai had ordered." Moshe summoned Bezalel, Aholiab, and every craftsman to whom Adonai had given wisdom, everyone whose heart stirred him, to come and take part in the work. They received from Moshe all of the offerings which the people of Israel had brought for the work of building the sanctuary, but they still kept bringing voluntary offerings every morning, until all the craftsmen doing the work for the sanctuary left the work they were involved with to tell Moshe, "The people are bringing far more than is needed to do the work Adonai has ordered done." So Moshe gave an order, which was proclaimed throughout the camp. Neither men nor women are to make any further efforts for the sanctuary offering. In this way the people were restrained from making additional contributions, for what they had already was not only sufficient for doing all the work, but too much. With all the skilled workmen who were carrying out the work, Vayakhel made the tabernacle using 10 sheets of finely woven linen and a blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. He made them with the kivrim worked in, so that in it that had been crafted by a skilled artisan. Each sheet was 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. All the sheets were the same size. He joined the 5 sheets one to another, and the other 5 sheets he joined one to another. He made loops of blue on the edge of the outermost sheet in the first set, and did the same on the edge of the outermost sheet on the second set. He made 50 loops on one sheet, and he made 50 loops on the edge of the sheet in the second set. The loops were opposite one another. He made 50 fasteners of gold, and coupled the sheets to each other with fasteners, so that the tabernacle formed a single unit. He made sheets of goat's hair to be used as a tent covering the tabernacle. He made 11 sheets. Each sheet was 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. All 11 sheets were the same size. He joined 5 sheets together and 6 sheets together. He made 50 loops on the edge of the outermost sheet in the first set, and 50 loops on the outermost sheet in the second set. He made 50 fasteners of bronze to join the tents together, so that it would be a single unit. He made a covering for the tent of tanned ram skins, and an outer covering of fine leather. He made the upright planks of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each plank was 15 feet long and 2¼ feet wide. There were 2 projections on each plank, and the planks were joined one to another. This is how he made all the planks for the tabernacle. He made the planks for the tabernacle as followed: 20 planks for the south side facing southward. He made 40 silver sockets under the 20 planks, 2 sockets under one plank for its 2 projections, and 2 sockets under another plank for its 2 projections. For the second side of the tabernacle, to the north, he made 20 planks, and their 40 silver sockets, 2 sockets under one plank, 2 under another. For the rear part of the tabernacle, toward the west, he made 6 planks. For the corners of the tabernacle in the rear he made 2 planks, double from the bottom all the way to the top, but joined at a single ring. He did the same with both of them at the 2 corners. Thus there were 8 planks with their silver sockets, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under each plank. He made crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the planks of the one side of the tabernacle, 5 crossbars for the planks of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 crossbars for the planks on the side of the tabernacle at the rear toward the west. He made the middle crossbar so that it extended from one end of the plank to another, halfway up. He overlaid the planks with gold, made gold rings for them through which the crossbars could pass, and overlaid the crossbars with gold. He made the curtains of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely woven linen. He made them with kivrim worked in, that had been crafted by a skilled artisan. He made for it 4 posts of acacia wood, and overlaid them with gold and gold hooks, and cast them 4 silver sockets. For the entrance to the tent he made a screen of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely woven linen, in colors the work of a weaver. With its 5 posts and their hooks he overlaid their capitals and their attached rings for hanging with gold, while their 5 sockets were of bronze. Vayakhel made the ark of acacia wood 3 3/4 feet long, 2 1/4 feet wide, and 2 1/4 feet high. He overlaid it with pure gold inside and outside, and put molding of gold for it around the top. He cast 4 gold rings for it at its 4 feet, 2 rings on each side. He made poles of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold. He put the carrying poles for the ark and the rings on the sides of the ark. He made a cover for the ark of pure gold, 3 3/4 feet long and 2 1/4 feet wide. He made 2 kivrim of gold. He made them of hammered work for the 2 ends of the ark cover, 1 kivrim for one end and 1 kivrim for the other end. He made the kivrim of one piece with the ark cover at its 2 ends. The kivrim had their wings spread out above, so that the wings covered the ark. Their faces were toward each other and toward the ark cover. He made the table of acacia wood 3 feet long, 18 inches wide, and 18 inches high. He overlaid it with pure gold and put the molding of the gold around the top of it. He made it a rim a hand's breadth wide and put a molding of gold around the rim. He cast for it 4 gold rings and attached the rings to the 4 corners near its 4 legs. The rings to hold the carrying pole for the table were placed close to the rim. He made the carrying poles for this table of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold. He made the utensils to be put on the table, its dishes, pans, bowls, and pitcher, of pure gold. He made the menorah of pure gold. He made it of hammered work. At its base, shaft, cups, rings of outer leaves, flowers were a single unit. There were 6 branches extending from its sides. 3 branches of the menorah on one side of it, and 3 on the other. On one branch were 3 cups shaped like almonds blossoms, and a ring of outer leaves and petals. Likewise on the opposite branch 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms, a ring of outer leaves and petals, and similarly for all 6 branches extending from the menorah. On the central shaft of the menorah were 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms, each with its ring of outer leaves and petals. Where each pair of branches joined the central shaft was a ring of outer leaves of one piece with the pair of branches. Thus, for all 6 branches, their leaves of outer leaves and their branches were all one piece with the shaft. Thus, the whole menorah was one piece of hammered work made out of pure gold. He made it 7 lamps, its tongs, and its trays of pure gold. The menorah and its utensils were made up of 66 pounds of pure gold. He made the altar on which to burn the incense of acacia wood, 18 inches square and 3 feet high. Its horns were a single unit. He overlaid it with pure gold, its top, all around its side, and its horns, and he put around it a molding of gold. He made 2 gold rings for it under its molding at the 2 corners on both sides to hold the carrying poles. He made the poles of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold. He made the holy anointing oil and the pure incense of aromatic plant substances, as would an expert perfumer. He made the altar for burnt offerings of acacia wood 7.5 feet long, 7.5 feet wide. It was square, and 4.5 feet high. He made horns for it on its 4 corners. The horns were of one piece with it, and he overlaid it with bronze. He made all the utensils for the altar, its pots, shovels, basins, meat hooks, and fire pans. All its utensils he made of bronze. He made for the altar a grate of bronze netting under its rim, reaching halfway up the altar. He cast 4 rings for the 4 ends of the bronze grate to hold the poles. He made the poles of acacia wood and overlaid them with bronze. He put the carrying poles into the rings on the sides of the altar. He made it of plank and hollow inside. He made the basin of bronze with its base of bronze from the mirrors of the women serving at the entrance to the tent of meeting. He made the courtyard. On the south side, facing southward, the tapestries for the courtyard were made of finely woven linen, 150 feet long, supported by 20 posts in 20 bronze sockets. The hooks on the posts and the attached rings for the hanging were of silver. On the north side, they were 150 feet long, hung in 20 posts and 20 bronze sockets, with the hooks on the posts and their rings of silver. On the west side were the tapestries, hung 75 feet long, hung on 10 posts in 10 sockets, with the hooks on the posts and their rings of silver. On the east side were tapestries 75 feet long. The tapestries for the one side of the gateway were 22.5 feet long, hung on 3 posts and 3 sockets. Likewise, for the other side, on either side of the gate, were tapestries 22.5 feet long, on 3 posts and 3 sockets. All the tapestries for the courtyard, all the way around, were of finely woven linen. The sockets for the posts were of bronze. The hooks on the posts and their rings were of silver. The capitals of the posts were overlaid with silver, and all the posts of the courtyard were banded with silver. The screen for the gateway in the courtyard was a work of a weaver in colors, of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely woven linen. Its length was 30 feet, and its height 7.5 feet. All the way along. like the tapestries of the courtyard. It had 4 posts and 4 bronze sockets, with silver hooks, capitals overlaid with silver and silver fasteners. The tent pegs for the tabernacle and for the courtyard around it were bronze.